Alright, I'm on my hardcore world. I want to talk a bit about Splatoon. I'm doing this because my other option was to watch like a VOD or something while I was doing all this, like mining and stuff and building my base out. But instead of doing that, I decided I wanted to do something different today, which is basically just talk about comp Splatoon. So that's what I'll be doing. It's not like gonna be like scripted or anything. It's just gonna be me like talking, I guess, to myself about whatever it may be. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get started as I work on my mega base. You can kind of see the outline. It's gonna be a big circle. Where to begin? Let's start with the new patch, because the new patch just dropped. I think like everyone thought it would be really game changing, and in a way it kind of is, but I don't think it's as like crazy as people were thinking. Like the hitboxes the hitboxes are nice. Like you can definitely tell with some weapons, I feel like that they were changed and stuff, but definitely not every like weapon or anything. It really just depends on what you play. Like Splash for me, it's a lot, not a lot actually, but like a bit better. It seems like honestly the fall off is a lot easier to hit than anything else. Like I just noticed that my aim was also more consistent basically as soon as I started playing, so that's pretty nice. Other than that though, like the hitboxes aren't that crazy. Like I said, they're just kind of different. Stuff I'll get used to, I guess. What else? The dynamo, bro. The dynamo buff. That was not needed. None of that was needed. I don't know why we're making that thing like a top tier, or maybe not top tier, but actually viable. I feel like having that weapon be viable is gonna feel horrible, and people are celebrating now, but soon it will not feel good. Not that it's that crazy though. I mean, like, it's whatever. It's just more of, oh hello. It's more of the fact that like bro, for Splash, Dynamo is so bad. Where's the monsters? What? They're like under me or something. Let's go over here. My frame rate's a little choppy. Let me change that. Here. Okay. But anyway, yeah, the rest of the patch, like all the buffs and nerfs, I feel like were pretty valid. I think the worst one was probably the L3 change. Like that was just like kind of sad, if anything. I should have gotten water before I did this, but it's fine. You just might hear me clear my throat a couple times. The next biggest thing is probably the HP bars. Like the HP bars, they're actually better than I thought. Like I thought that they would add some visual clutter and stuff, but it's not that bad. Sometimes I guess I'm just like, do I focus on the hit bar, or not the hit bar, the HP bar, or do I focus on like the actual player when like shooting? And I'm not too sure yet, honestly. I think the HP bar is maybe more important sometimes, but yeah, I still gotta do more like just fighting to figure that out completely. And then obviously there's aura farming too. Actually, the HP bar, like the only downside I think, or like the only thing I'm like meh about the HP bar is that it's like, it's both super useful, yet like they make it a feature that's basically like insignificant, or it feels insignificant because you can tell that they spent like almost no time on it. Like it's literally just a tiny little bar, which I don't know. It's just like, bro, you had like 4 months to cook up this update plus any extra time you were taking like beforehand, and we get like this tiny little bar. But I mean, maybe that's just a design choice, I guess. So okay. And then, like I said, the aura system, like the aura thing it's interesting. I don't think it's that useful for like splash, but I could definitely see myself making some pretty cool plays with it. So I hope I end up like clipping those and, you know, aura farming, I guess. But like otherwise that's the thing, like the patch, like, you know, is made out to be like this big thing, but like in reality, I don't know. It's definitely something. You know, and I appreciate them adding like more mechanics like this. I think it adds more like skill to the game and stuff, and it's pretty cool to see. But it really wasn't that big of a patch when you think about it. And that has me like thinking, like, I was thinking about this a little while ago. Oh right, actually hold on, before I mention that, we also got to talk about the stealth jump change. Like that one's really big. I think it's bigger than a lot of people realize in a lot of ways, cause I was running stealth jump before with splash, and now it's like, now I don't think it's worth it, I gotta be honest. And I was doing scrim against like Mecha's LAN team yesterday, and it was just like wow, if I run, like, freeing up stealth jump gives me so much more like abilities to run. Like I can actually like fight opponents and stuff if I have these abilities, you know, whereas like other people like are gonna have to run stealth jump even still, and it's just like a direct nerf to them. I can just like I can adapt, I guess, and instead of playing stealth jump, you know, because I already like swimming in and stuff, I can just like use something else, like whether that's like charge up or even more swim. Oh my god, I actually do need to try more swim, I'm not gonna lie. I have 2 mains, 3 subs of swim on right now. Could put in maybe another 2 subs. Although it's probably not gonna stack too well, so. Okay, but yeah. I forget what I was talking about before, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll remember it at some point. What else is I gonna talk about? We'll talk about Splash in general, actually. Oh no, actually I remember. And then after we'll talk about Splash. So when I was thinking updates, right, for the game, like I was thinking that I was thinking about third kits and like the addition of even more third kits, but that really got me thinking, because I was like, you know, maybe I don't want more third kits, because like at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm sticking to Splash no matter what. Splash has already gotten a third kit. It's like kind of useless, so like what's the point? Like, you know, like why would I want third kits? And there isn't really a reason, at least for like the competitive version or competitive side of me. I have like no need for, you know, more kits in the game. So it's like, okay, maybe it's a good thing that there aren't like kits this update. Because in reality, like, it basically is gonna end up just being a negative for me, you know, if there's like more counters to my weapon or whatever. Like more weapons with like Kraken or Zuka or whatever. So yeah. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a good thing. But yeah, that's all I was gonna say. We can talk about, I guess we can talk about like Splash as a whole now. I think it's in a very strong state, even without like any direct changes. Hold on, I gotta make this circle the right size. 1 second. It's 13. Okay. It's in a very strong state. But the thing is, like, it really hasn't had too many changes. The only change that was made was to its fighting power, and even that, like, that was such like a tiny change. And I don't even see that change as like really that impactful at all. It was like, it was something, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was like 3% range buff or something like that, like just small fighting power buff. And it was also a nerf to your paint by like 3%, so it was like, you know, win lose. It had its downside, but like over time, Splash is still like kind of just standing the test of time, and it's back. I'm really happy, honestly, that I was in a weapon crisis for like, I don't even know, for like a year, the first year, not maybe a little less than a year, like six to like 8 months or so. I was just at the very start of Splatoon, because remember I had played, if you didn't know, I had played Try in the early Splatoon days, and I was like, I really liked Try, you know, that was just what I played in Splatoon 2, the Burst Bomb Try, and because it didn't get, obviously it didn't get armor, and it also didn't get Burst Bomb, I was like, I was just destroyed. I didn't know what to play, you know, and I knew, like, out of everything I had ever played, I always loved the Burst Bomb weapons, right? I always loved them. And so, like, I naturally just went from playing, like, you know, Try Machine to just slowly for my team playing Splash, and I was like, wow, like, I really like this, and I'm pretty good with Crab too, you know, so that was really nice that I got to, like, eventually swap over to that. And since then, like, it's been really nice, surprisingly nice, you know. It's not like Splash has gone from being like a top tier to like a low tier or anything like that. Like, it is really just, I guess it's loved by the devs, and I feel like it should be, you know. Like, it takes skill to use at least like the fighting aspects of the gun, right? Like the 100% accuracy, like that needs skill. So I'm happy I picked a good gun going into like the rest of Splatoon 3, and I think that's partially where the success I do have comes from, is because I picked a weapon that would be consistent and that I would be able to just grind out, you know, without having any like too impactful changes to it. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And like, if we're talking more like present tense, Splash is, it's seen like, I guess, some lows, especially like, you know, exiting like Zuka meta, really entering like pen meta. It's seen some lows, but it's also like slowly coming back, and that is something that I have to talk about, because like, I don't really know if I like that. Now don't get me wrong, I want Splash to be good, but I also don't want too many people playing my gun, because my interactions, like Splash v Splash, or specifically more Crab v Crab, not so much Splash v Splash, but Crab v Crab, like, that's probably my worst interaction of the game. Because, I mean, at best, you're usually just trading crabs, right? And I can't really always find a way to get more value than that. And at worst, obviously, you're just dying to the crab. So it's like, it's interesting. But I really do hope that like Splash just kind of stays where it is. I really don't want it to get more popularity or more popular. But I also don't want it to be, you know, like nerfed or like fall off. Although I would say I would prefer, if anything, that it does get nerfed than like buffed. At least the fighting power of it and stuff. Like, I think Splash is in a really good spot, and I would want no changes to it at all. But if I had to choose something, I would honestly rather it get nerfed slightly than buffed, which is some like weird bias for me. I don't even know. I gotta repair my shovel. Oh, actually, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with where Splash is. I'm happy with where a lot of the weapon balancing is. I would prefer to be in like this pencil meta than a ton of different things. Dynamo, for example. I don't want to be in a Dynamo meta. That sounds bad. But yeah, it's nice. I think the patch is honestly also going to be like pretty good for Splash. Mainly just because of the hitbox changes and the HP bar. Like, I think the hitbox changes actually do make a pretty decent difference. It's not like, I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's not like that noticeable, but it is noticeable. Like, I do feel it, kind of. So yeah, I'm excited to keep pushing it. I'm really excited to keep pushing it. Speaking of that, I haven't really told anyone else this other than Wings, but I guess, like, I don't really know exactly what's going on right now, but I guess I have a tryout with Hypernova. They told me that they needed a support player, and I was like, hey, I know a support player. I know a guy who plays a tiny bit of Splash. And then Henlo seemed pretty on board with the idea of me trying out. Or at least just, you know, experimenting. Now I haven't actually done a tryout yet or anything, but I think we're gonna schedule something soon. So that's pretty cool. I would really like to play with them. I know they're all strong players, and I think I need an opportunity to show off my potential. So, especially on the new patch, like I feel like I feel like I'm doing really well right now. So yeah. What else about that? I would be playing as a 5th. Or like maybe kind of as a sub. Not entirely, but like kinda. Because apparently Prosper is doing other things right now, or like playing with other people. So, and then sometimes Blinking also isn't there, so I basically would just be subbing as either Prosper, like the replacement to Prosper, or Flinking. The thing is, like, we have a cooler no matter what, because Flinking can play like Dynamo, so yeah, it would be fine. Other than that, though, I don't know. They're also trying out some other players, so I mean, we'll see what happens. But I really would like the opportunity to prove myself finally, hopefully, or at least just to give myself an opportunity here in something like this. For those who don't know, Hypernova is they're a team that played in the NA League. I'm trying to think of like any major accomplishments that they have, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. But they probably, yeah, no, they definitely would have qualified for the NA League Finals if they kept playing, but they had like roster issues, so they probably would have qualified like 4th or 5th, if I had to guess, out of the 8 teams that did qualify. So they're definitely a really good team, and I hope I do actually get the chance to do like some sort of tryout or scrim or something with them. So I look forward to doing that, and I guess updating you guys on it, because people will end up seeing, you know, that I made the roster or didn't or whatever, I guess. What else do I got? I'm trying to think of other weapons. Like, I've been trying to... I was considering pushing pro, like, kind of, but... And it is really similar to Splash. It's just not really my thing. Like, Splash is just my thing. I don't know how to explain it. That's got me thinking about Splatoon 4, too, because, like, Splash might not be my thing in Splatoon 4. It might be, like, considerably different or not have a, like, god tier kit. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do for Splatoon 4. And Splatoon 4 is, like, it's gonna... There's no way it's not, like, super far away, too. Like, it's gotta be in, like, I'd say at least, like, 2-3 years if Raiders is gonna come out in late 2026. Which really sucks, honestly. Because, like, Nintendo, like, they, you know... Obviously, Splatoon 3 is a good game, but there are a lot of things that they did not fully do right with Splatoon 3, I'd say. A lot of what I'm talking about being, like, the update cycle. Like, the 3 months between, like, you know, content. Like, that just kind of sucked. That really sucked. I hated the Battle Pass system and stuff like that. And so they really messed a lot of that up. And then, like, they think that that's still going to be able to really hold the Splatoon fan base over until, like, Splatoon 4, because now we're releasing Raiders instead. But, like, I don't see how that's going to be enough, really, or at least that good. Like, the game is already, at least competitively speaking, I would say, with the patch maybe doing better for a bit, but I don't think it's going to last very long. And like, it's only gonna get worse, you know? Like, Splatoon Raiders is definitely, it seems like something more for the casual audience, or just like a new thing, you know? and like that's great, but like if they think Splatoon 4 is gonna, or Splatoon 3 is gonna hold like the comp scene over for however long, you know, like 2-3 years, I don't know about that. And that's another thing too, like a lot of the translations for the articles I'm not too sure about. Like they keep saying, like, there's a debate right now with the translation of one of the like Japanese articles for the most recent Splatoon update, and we can't tell if they are going to even be adding more like content after this, I guess, because like some say that some translation means that they're basically done, and then others are like, no, this means that it's a step in the process being completed or something like that. So it's like, okay, what is it? What does this all mean? So I honestly don't even know if I'm too hopeful for like more third kits, you know, because like, what are the chances we actually do end up getting them? I don't know at this point. I would really, at least, if Nintendo is gonna, you know, like wait a while to do Splatoon 4 because, you know, they're working on Raiders and all this stuff, like, I would at least, I would like them to split up the work. So I would want part of the team to be focusing on Splatoon updates and then part of the team to be focusing on Raiders, because then, like, one will still get new content, right? And Raiders might come out slower, but I feel like that's more worth it, I guess. New content being stuff like honestly, we just need more replayability with like PBs and like maybe some more maps. Hell, you could even bring over like the Reef, and that would be like great. I'd be very happy with that. Or maybe just even reworks to like current maps, dude, because a lot of the ranked mode maps still suck, even after, like, reworks. It's kind of sad. Those maps definitely need more work, honestly. And I could think of, like, I could name, like, 40-50 map mode combinations that just need to be redone. Because it sucks. But yeah, other than that, like, I just hope that Nintendo doesn't just leave Splatoon 3 and is like, okay, yeah, this is fine, let's just work on Raiders now, and then after Raiders, let's work on Splatoon 4, and then, you know, in like 4 years they'll have another game or something like that. Like I really hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that we get at least some content on the side, you know, because the community, like the community as a whole, I feel like is not doing too well right now, just because everyone has, you know, like the top players have kind of retired. And I mean, I say that, but like it just really means that they're not fully competing anymore, you know, or at least not as often. Because like I know they're all pretty much still around. And as for like tournaments, I feel like there's a decent number of people playing in them, but it's not anything like crazy. We'll see how much this update changes it, but like there's no way it changes it for more than like a week or two, or, you know, or it even changes it by that much. One thing I do like to look at is the low ink like player stats, like how many, or team stats, how many teams are playing in low ink. And I've noticed that it has been on a decline for quite a while. Now it's not like anything too low yet, but it still has been kind of on a decline. So, although I haven't looked at the most recent low ink, but it's just something I noticed. And then, oh yeah, the Looty season. Oh my god. Now, I gotta be honest, the Looty season, I feel like it was announced too late. Now, they technically, right? They give you a month. They announced it a month early. If we're talking about like from the announcement to when you're actually playing Looty, it's been a month. Or it will be a month in between. But if we're talking about like the announcement date to the first like Looty event, like Flutie, it's only like a week or something like that. And I feel like that's really rough for a lot of teams, because because Flutie and Speed Ladder are really important for, like, you know, the lower level teams and stuff, but like they're not all gonna have their crap together within a week, you know? So that kind of sucks. I wish it was just announced a little earlier. Like, I would rather, I guess this would be hard to do with Valentine's Day and stuff, but I would rather I'd rather both Flutie and Speed Ladder happen on like the same week or something, and it just be, and give more announcement, you know, or time between announcement and stuff. Like, I'd rather it be like that than have them both, or have them so spread out. And there's only like 3 weeks until signups close or something like that, and it's just like man, if I had a little more time, maybe I'd be able to form something, but like it's just like meh. I don't know. We'll have to see. I really don't think I'll be playing, I gotta be honest. There's just no one for me to really play with except for maybe my like pickup right now. I can talk about that a little after this. Other than that, like maybe like Hypernova if that goes really well. But I just don't see it happening, I gotta be honest. Like, I'd say maybe a 20% chance I end up playing this Ludi. Although I really want to. I still haven't gotten DivX. Gotta find the right people to do it with. But like, you know, Ludi's always like meh. I don't know anymore. It draws in hype at least, you know? Like, it at least draws in people back to the game and stuff, like, and I'm happy about that. But as like an event that I'd be playing in, like, the charm has kind of been lost for me a bit. I'd say just because of timing. Like, we're always in a group with like EU teams and stuff, and like people have, you know, awful like schedules that, or they tend to, you know, not have the availability, and I don't even blame them. It's just like a matter of our scene and stuff. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But yeah, that's just like how it is, you know. Where's my gold? I just think, yeah, I think part of it is that they need to add a little more time in between. Like, I should know at least a month in advance, or maybe not. Okay, maybe not in a month for like Flutie and stuff, but I should know a bit earlier about like things like Flutie and stuff. Ideally, but that's kind of me just nitpicking. I gotta really expand this side more. This looks weird. I am happy it's happening though. Ludi seems to be on like kind of I'd say 10 to 12 month, like, you know, spacing ish. And I think that's just about good. Like, yeah, it's good. I also do wish that there were more like leagues and stuff, but again, like, I think a lot of the reason why we don't have things like that is because of like scheduling and stuff, you know, that like there literally is just not enough teams to, for the most part. Speaking of though, I like that I'm saying that. Ludi already has, it's been like 2 days, Ludi has like 110 or 120 teams signed up. Like, this might actually be a really big Ludi season. Maybe the biggest, I don't know. We will have to see. I see like maybe 2 DivX teams signed up right now, so not too sure if that's average or not, but yeah. Oh, but yeah, speaking of my pickups, so for those who don't know, I guess, after Artifice disbanded, I have been still like an FA. Like, I haven't really been doing anything too serious, but I've been doing a lot of pickups. It started with a little after Artifice disbanded, like maybe a month after, starting like September or October. I started playing with Namika and Sky from, what's the team? The the Pollos team, the chicken team that got DivX. Well, whatever their team name was. That's the Sky from there. We played some paddlings and stuff, and we won a couple times. But like that was the only major thing I'd really done since then. And then what ended up happening with that was we kind of like just stopped playing. I think we all got a little burnt out because we were grinding like every single weekly and stuff. You know, obviously that's not like sustainable, so I think we just ended up kind of stopping from that. And then after that, like it was just kind of a matter of like what comes next, because I asked Namaka what he wanted to do. Namaka being the carbon roller, by the way. And he was like, yo, I'm done with the game. It's like, oh, I was not expecting that. The burnout really hit hard. So yeah, and then I didn't even know how, but like by some like crazy, I guess I was gonna say miracle. I don't know if miracle is the right word, but yeah, by some crazy thing, I ended up playing with Mirage and Inca Cola and Bonk, and since then I've just been playing with them, and they're all good players, so it's been going pretty well. At some point I had peaked in like Sendu power. I'd peaked at like 1534, I think, and that was like a really big accomplishment for me. That would have gotten me +2 definitely, like if I had just stayed 1534. That would have gotten me +2, but I never really cared too much about like my Sendu power, so I ended up playing more, and I dropped like 80 points or something like that from a couple events I did with some people that I would consider a little worse than, like, you know, Mirage, Bonkin, and all of them. So I lost a lot of points, but I'm not gonna end up getting +2 through Sendu, but I don't really think that matters. I feel like I've told this to quite a few people now at this point, but I remember a little while ago I was talking to that kid, and we were just talking about just like getting scrims and stuff, I guess, and he's like, it doesn't get any better at like +1 or anything. That made me think like, wow, why am I even playing? But I mean, I know why I play. I play for the love of the game. I love it so much. But there's some things I gotta deal with, I guess, like not being able to find scrims, teams, whatever. You know, it's a really like solo based game at this point. And it sucks because I don't really like to play X ranks, so. But I mean, I take every practice opportunity I can get, which is still a lot, honestly. So at least when I have these pickup groups, you know, I'm very thankful for Mirage, Bonk, and Inca Cola playing with me. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we haven't been doing too well together right now. I think a lot of it does come down to like miscommunication or like not being the best like synergy wise, but we're looking into different comps, because right now we're running double support. Like right now we're running Splash and I might have to kill these horses. Splash and Mini, and it's just like it's just not as good as, you know, like S-Blast, Bucket was, and that kind of stuff. So so yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. So we're gonna, I think post patch we're gonna end up putting Bonk on Cooler Dynamo more often, and or even just V-Roller sometimes, and then Inca Cola will probably be on a Blaster, and I think that will honestly help us a ton. I think I mentioned this earlier when I was talking, but we were playing against Mecha's like LAN team. I don't even know what LAN it's for, but it's for a LAN, and like I was just like, wow, I could tell things were very different between like when we had last played and just that day, and yesterday. Like it was just it really was different having like Inca Cola on Blaster. I really liked it, so I think things are looking up now. I don't know if that's gonna mean, you know, that I'm gonna like gain my power back or anything, but it's like wow, we could do some good stuff with this. So I really hope to. I mean, we've already done great stuff with mini Splash. Like, it's actually kind of crazy when you think about it. We're a team of full +3 players, and we have taken multiple sets from full +1 teams to game 5s, and then we've also won 1+1 set, so in like tourney. So it was already like pretty shocking. I was pretty happy with our performances for the most part, although they've kind of been slowly on the decline, I feel like. But now I have a feeling like we can come back, and I really hope we do, because I want to do good things with them. But yeah, we're just busy doing Splatoon stuff. We're gonna do more testing, but like even before patch, I knew we had to get Inca-Cola off of Hammer Mini. Like, he's really good at it, and he knows like how to use the special and stuff. It's just like we can't run Mini and Splash. Like, it's just not ideal. Because like the things I have to get done for that comp to work is just like is not something I can do. Like, I'm just not at that level. It basically just comes down to me being able to, whether like we win based off of if I can mechanic diff the enemy team, and like, you know, sometimes I can get pretty close, but against these full +1 teams, you know, like it's just not possible for me to do that. They run insane weapons, like Stamper in particular. I've just been having so much trouble with. Who is it? It was who's the player? There's a player that plays Stamper. I forget. Why do I forget their name all of a sudden? That we've run into so much. It wasn't Stans. It was. I'm gonna have to look this player up. Why do I actually forget? I'm blanking. But like they're like +2, but they very well deserve +1. Like their Stamper is insane. Oh, it's Spec. Yeah, Spec. Like, Spec, I ran into so much, and I was like, wow, I just cannot fight this. And then, yeah, same thing with, like, Bucket sometimes. Like, those are really the 3 main weapons, right? Like, the ones you would expect me to struggle with. Like Bucket, Stamper, and S-Blast. Like, sometimes, you know, even a mech diff will not be enough. Not saying that I can even mech diff like the +1s that are playing it, because I can't most of the time, unless I have like really good positioning and stuff and good timing. It's just like wow, you really just don't stand a chance on Splash sometimes against those weapons. It really surprised me, just how like crazy it felt without having another Slayer. I was like, I knew very early on when I was playing like Splash and Mini together. I knew my role. That's something I feel like I can pick up on really quick, like how flexible, like what role I need to be in a comp. I can kind of adapt to that pretty well, but I was just like, wow, this is gonna require something totally different from me that I can't do right now. And I knew that pretty early on, like I said. But yeah, we're gonna try more stuff. I really hope it works out. I think it can work out. 2, okay. What else? But yeah, I honestly don't know how much more I'm gonna be playing with them. Like, it really just depends on our success, you know, what we can do. If like, I guess it's only going to be a little difficult if Hypernova actually does want to play with me, if we do tryouts and, you know, all that. If that ends up happening, then I might split my time between like the Bonk Mirage pickup and Inca-Cola, and then also, like, you know, between Hypernova as well. But that's a lot of time, you know. So if I do have to choose, I think I would choose the Hypernova team, but I mean, things can change, so Like, especially if we do have a lot of success with the Dynamo comp, or like, you know, just Inca-Cola playing Blaster or something, like I could see it working out, and if it does, then maybe I'll just run with that. But either way, I think it's looking really good for me right now. I'm very happy, and I really want to just keep playing the game because I know that I am improving and playing my best Splatoon I can, so I'm excited. Really excited. What else have I been up to? Splatoon wise, I guess I've also been doing some coaching. I don't have too much to say on that. I feel like sometimes my coaching is pretty linear. Like I feel like I'll state the obvious sometimes, at least to me. But like that's just because it's just my opinion. I should be clarifying maybe more too that like what I say is it's like almost entirely my opinion, and like my opinion is based off of like my time in game, like especially like a shot calling and stuff, you know, like what I want to see from other weapons. So it's like kind of biased, but like I think it's also pretty helpful. But the bigger thing is though that sometimes I don't think I'm finding like the bigger tactics, I guess. I'm finding like the stuff that I think that most people would be able to find on their own if they look at games. But maybe I'm just like describing it better to other people too and stuff. So it really depends on the team. I guess that's more fine for teams that are lower level, and I've coached teams that are mostly lower level and players, so it's like, yeah. But you know, for better players, better teams, I don't know how useful that'll be. But I think what I end up saying, and like, you know, just at least getting players in the mentality of looking at their mistakes, I think like is still pretty helpful. Whether I'm like actually, you know, really analyzing things entirely or not, I think my advice is still pretty helpful most of the time. But I've been coaching. I'd say I've mainly been coaching like Waypoint right now, but even that I'm not doing too much of. It's really just whenever I feel like I'm in the mood to do so, I guess. But it's been fun either way. I enjoy coaching them. And I've been doing a lot of stuff with Chai as well, the Splash player. And I think that is something that I found, honestly, more enjoyment from than I expected. Because I really expected that, like I expected it to be a coaching session, but I didn't expect it to go as far as it did in terms of like wow. If anything, I feel like I should be coaching more Splash instead of like team stuff, but obviously there aren't that many Splash players that I would be coaching anyway. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that as well. Maybe in the future it'll be something I do more than actual team stuff, but right now I definitely do like I'm definitely more like team focused than anything solo. But yeah, anything that is solo, I'd probably end up doing like more like Splash solo analysis and stuff. And I've also been coaching Kittens, although not very much. Kittens is a Div 5 team. And I like being around them. I just really haven't found like, I guess, the opportunity to go and coach them until like the most recent VOD that I've posted. That was a pretty good VOD. I think. Yeah, I think that was pretty good. It also had the Epic Pen. I got that working, which is cool. So yeah, maybe. Honestly, like, maybe instead of playing Div, or playing Ludi, I might, like, I know I've done this before, but I might, like, commentate. Maybe. I think it'd be fun. Specifically Div 5 sets. Can't do anything else. It's gotta be Div 5 sets. No, but I think it'd be pretty cool if I ended up commentating. Only thing is my internet sucks. It like actually sucks sometimes. So like doing my own thing, like doing streams and stuff for commentary, like that's just not as good as like, you know, being on like the actual Looty Tonight stream or whatever. Although ideally I would want to do that in like I would rather actually be hosting my own stream and stuff. But you know, I don't think that's very possible with my internet. We gotta get like Ethernet set up or something, but I don't think that's gonna end up happening. There's something else I was gonna talk about. I forget now. Maybe I'll remember. Until then, what else? We got Looty going on. I did talk about running stealth jump, or not running stealth jump anymore, instead running like swim or more charge up or something. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I had a little more to talk about, but I forget. Is there anything else with coaching that I want to say? No, we can talk about the VODs though. I mean, like, or the VOD channel, this channel. I think it's. I honestly don't think I use it enough. I've been like, I guess I've slowly been switching from more coaching to more like just any sort of VODs on this channel. And I don't really know if I like that too much. But at the same time, like, I'm really picky with what I actually upload to here. Like, if I have a tournament that doesn't go super well, I will not upload it, even though I'll record it. And I don't think I should be doing that. I think I should be recording like or uploading basically everything I record. One, to make space for my freaking PC, but then two, so I can just delete the actual recording and have it up on YouTube. But then two, just because like, you know, like not every time does it go really well. You know, I don't always perform my best. The team I play with doesn't always perform the best. You know, and I think it's important to see both sides of that. But I haven't uploaded anything yet. I'm not too sure if I will. It does take, you know, some time to like edit things down, but not too much time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. Do I want it to be up here? Yeah, sure. Why not? Gotta expand this mountainside or hillside a bit. I'm definitely excited for the rest of my comp career, though. This horse is... I'm sorry, this horse has got to go, though. It's going to keep following me because I have golden carrots. I'm sorry. I'm excited for the rest of my time playing comp. I think I'll slowly end up transitioning to more coaching over time. But even that, like, I don't know if I'm going to be doing too much more than I already do. It's because I like doing it, but I can't always be doing it. It's just not something like I can do. Mainly because after like a really long time talking like this, when I end up stopping talking, I have like, I guess kind of like a tick with like clearing my throat and stuff. I don't even know what it is. I think it's caused by allergies. I have like really bad allergies, and that's slowly changed from being like congestion over the years to being like this now, like the clearing my throat. So I don't know. Wait, hold on. This, I might have built this wrong. This is 7, 3. Yeah, this needs to be 2. 3. And then we have 2 more 3s now. Okay. Wish I had something else to say. I mean, I think that's like mostly it though. At least whatever I wanted to talk about for like right now. I'll definitely, I really like doing this though. I think I'll try to do more of it. It's fun to just chill and play Minecraft, and then, you know, also talk about something, I guess. Because otherwise I think I said this at the beginning, I'd just be like listening to like a Pro Charabot or something. Because doing Minecraft alone is like kind of boring, I guess. Dude, these horses. I guess the next one I'll make is probably about like my experience with like Hypernova tryouts and stuff, if that ends up actually going through, which who even knows. I really have no clue if that's gonna end up actually happening. I'm sorry, horse. I'm sorry. You gotta go. I hate that sound. I really don't know if that's gonna actually happen though. Kenlo hasn't told me anything, but he definitely seemed pretty enthusiastic about making it happen, so yeah. I guess that's a good sign. God, look at how many like seeds and sunflowers I've just picked up by doing this. It's kind of ridiculous. The circle is coming along though. It's gonna be a big like village with like a bunch of custom houses that I'm gonna make. It's gonna take a lot of time, but it's not a project I'm gonna be done anytime soon. Like, it's gonna be a long-term thing. So I need more. Nothing else really going on for me though. I'm just playing Splatoon, and I think that is how I like it, honestly. I wish my practice was more consistent. I do tend to play, like, I'd say I tend to, not always anymore, but like I at least try to play once a day, like scrim once a day. But without like having a serious team, I really don't know how possible that actually is, you know? Like some days it just doesn't happen. And that's the thing about like my consistency is it's really bad, honestly. I need in order to feel like I'm playing my best and like actively improving, I need to be playing daily. Because the aim with splashes is so precise, like my mechanics need to be on point with like my aim and stuff. Otherwise, it's just like kind of all thrown out the window, you know? If I'm having a bad like aim day, like that's it, you know? Like that's just a completely bad day for me then. And in order for that not to happen, I need to be like, I really need to be practicing my aim daily and stuff. So it is very demanding, honestly. It's more demanding than I wish it was, but I love doing it, so what can I say? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. God, this is gonna be horrible to terraform. I'm gonna have to like raise all of this up by like 5 blocks, and also into there. Like, this is gonna be raised up like 5. This is gonna be raised up like 3 to 4. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna require a lot of dirt and a lot of shovel durability, which I just don't have. But it's a long-term project, so who cares? I really do like how it's turning out already, though. Like, you can tell that this is gonna be amazing and cool. I feel like my improvement has, like, speaking of improvement, I feel like my improvement has been a little weird recently. If we go by like direct timeline of things, I had a very good time with Namaka when I was playing with them back in like September, October to like November. Like that felt really good. I would say when I had won those paddlings, like I was playing the best Splatoon I had played in a long time. Like I felt like my improvement was there. I felt very much like, I guess, +2 skill, or at least what I would define it to myself. And like looking back, I'd still say like, yeah, that sounds about right to me. And then as of and like since then, I don't know. I had, let's see, after the paddling wins, I feel like I had a bit of a tiny bit of a fall off. Like I was doing a little worse, just a little, and then I mean, yeah, I was doing a little worse after the paddling wins, and then after that I went back to doing like really good, and then suddenly we just kind of stopped. I don't even know, like it was just burnout, I guess. And then obviously like I took like a 1 to 2 week break after we had stopped playing, because like who else am I gonna play with, you know? And that was kind of just the case where like, okay, I took a week break, and then I guess Wings kind of got me back into playing for a bit, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna play more again. And since then it's been like steady improvement. And then when I started playing with Mirage, Bonk, and Inca Cola, like boom, there was so much improvement so quick. I like, that was definitely, I had peaked in my eyes. I had peaked in my improvement again, and I was really happy about that. You know, we had like, again, full +3 team beating full +1 team. Like it was seriously impressive, and I don't think a lot of people ended up even like noticing or caring, but like that, to me, that was like a really big thing. It's a thing I've done multiple times before, but like this time it felt different. Like it wasn't just, it wasn't like, it felt more me based. Like it felt more like I had really contributed to this win. Like this win was, it was definitely like because of me, you know, like they wouldn't have been able to do it without me, in some sort of way, whether that be just like a different Splash player or something, but like they needed me for this win. And I felt that way because, again, like I had to bring in the role of like fighting. Like I really had to fight, and be aggressive, and I really like that, you know. Oh, that's actually also something I can talk about right after this. But yeah, it felt like a very deserving win, and I felt like I had kind of peaked in that moment. And then since then, like another week or two passed, I was feeling okay, but like my aim just felt a little weird. It felt a little off at all times, because I had taken like a 2-day break at one point, a little after that, and then since then it had felt kind of weird. But the good news is that as of like a day or two ago, like basically right before the patch, and then especially now after the patch, like my aim has felt very strong. Like I feel like I once again am at like a peak right now, which I am very happy about. I think it's all gonna come down to how I do with Hypernova. Like that will really tell me whether or not I have like peaked again, or even with Inca Cola and all of them, like my pickup team. Like if we do good with them, it'll tell me a lot about if like this aim thing that I think is happening is like actually real. And I really think it is. I really think I'm back on like improving again, in my eyes. So yeah, I really hope that's the case. But I won't really know more again until like after I play with Hypernova in them, because it just hasn't been enough time since being like, whoa, hold on, these hitboxes, like I can actually hit stuff. It's crazy. I could hit stuff before, but like not like this. Like this feels different. It feels great. Really happy about it. Okay, but then yeah, so +2, like as for that, I really don't know if I'm gonna be committing myself to even like going for +2. Like I don't see the point, like I had said before with that kid. Like seriously, like what's really the point? I mean, maybe I could still put myself up to be like voted on, but what changes if I'm in +2? You know, maybe I get a couple more connections, but like if I'm beating +1 teams or like taking them to game 5s regularly, then like I feel like I already have good enough connections, you know, like like who cares at that point? So I am pretty happy about that. Like I think I've found a way to still build up my improvement regardless of connections, which is something that I feel like is very hard to do. But I do have some connections, I'd say, so it's good. It's just I've never really been a fan of like, oh yeah, you need to be like, you need to know like really good players in order to like get good, you know, that kind of stuff. Like I feel like that just kind of sucks. Like shouldn't be the case, you know. I should be able to access good scrim opponents, good scrim partners pretty easily, but I mean, I guess it depends on what you think like I deserve, I guess, you know, like, but I don't know, I feel like I at least deserve more chances, you know, but obviously they're not going to be like given to me. I never really expected them to be given to me. I just expected there to be more opportunities for me to get them myself, I guess. But I don't really think that has been too much the case. It really never was. So that's why I'm pretty happy about also being able to kind of build them myself almost. I think that says a lot about me as a player as well, whether people see it or not. But I'm just self-glazing at this point. All these darn sunflowers. Yeah, we will see. Always say that I should be playing more X rank too, but I never do. I honestly have to get back on the grind of watching Schumann play X rank and stuff. Like I think even just watching him play will help me. It already has actually, because I swapped to double swim main and then 3 subs of swim as well. So basically like 3 mains of swim. I swapped to that build because of Schumann. Like it's basically, it's almost entirely Schumann's build, just with a bit of my own spin on it, like specifically what I've found success in with like gear abilities and stuff. But it's like it's basically the same thing, and it has been really helping me fight. And it's a build that I'm basically gonna keep running, just now without stealth. So yeah, I've been happy playing without stealth though. Like I feel like not swimming in, or not swimming. I feel like not like jumping in has given me an opportunity a lot of the time to take better fights. It's something I noticed almost immediately after starting to do. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me not swim it, or let me not jump in. Let me swim in, and then like boom, almost immediate success, because like boom, I have crab. A lot of times, like when coming in, you know, I have crab for defense, I have crab for offense, whatever it is I may be needed for. It just takes a little bit more time. That's really it. But like the time is worth it, you know, because you're not dying again. You're not like jumping in and then just like taking a fight and then dying and then like contributing nothing. Like I'm actually like, I'm building the foundation for my team to keep playing and like doing well. So that's nice. Okay, it's been an hour. I don't think I have too much else more to say. I'll give myself like maybe a minute if I do think of anything else, but like I think I'm pretty much done with my little yap session here. in my Minecraft. Yeah, I've been in terms of like friend groups though for like Splatoon, I've been hanging out a lot more with like the Henlo, Synapse, Swag, Balloon group. Like I don't know what group you'd call that, but like it's a group I've kind of been liking. So we've always kind of done like originally I had made a Lethal Company server and stuff for people who had played Lethal Company, and like, you know, Henlo and all of them were the people I played with, and then like I ended up leaving that server eventually and stopping playing with them, but I came back now, and I guess now we're kind of doing stuff more than just like Lethal Company, Lockdown Protocol, whatever, like other games like Peak. We've been doing more Splatoon as well, so like I enjoy playing with them. It's cool to also just like be able to enjoy like other games with people too and chill instead of just play only Splatoon. I've been doing a lot of that. And for a while after me and Deck had stopped really talking a lot, like I didn't really have a friend group either, so I'm happy to kind of be in one, and like also like have one that I kind of joined more like naturally. I'd say it wasn't anything it wasn't anything where I was like yo, like, you know, let me just insert myself into this friend group. Like, no, it just happened naturally, which is nice. I never wanted it to be like, you know, unnatural, so it's good. Okay, I think my yap session is done now. I don't really have too much else to say other than look out for me in Splatoon, because I think I'll be doing good things soon. I'll be aura farming. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here, or the VOD, or whatever you want to call it, the yap session. See you guys, and also thanks for listening.